Welcome to this video on the Epiphone SG Custom. This is unlike any other SG I've ever played. We'll go inside the pickups, we will go inside the back cavity as well and look at the neck profile. We'll even discover if it has the usual dreaded SG neck dive or not. Here we have my inverted commas normal Epiphone SG. We'll be using that for a couple of comparisons as well. This is based on the guitar that was produced in the early 60s as a result of declining sales of the Les Paul. So they went and started to make this slimmer line, shall we say, guitar, with the double cutaway and this more kind of curvaceous look and feel to it. And eventually they made an SG Custom, which Les Paul didn't really want his name associated with. Also, Gibson were coming to the end of their contract with him, so the ties were severed and this became the SG. But this one, at the time, it was originally called, as you can see, Les Paul Custom, which it's got there, and it's got here on the headstock, which is quite cool. Already on first look, you can see how unique this thing is. You've got the ivory colour, you've got the 3 humbuckers, you've got what look like conventional controls, but they're absolutely not, and we're going to go deep dive into what makes these different. You have mahogany body, mahogany neck, you have a rosewood fretboard, and you've got the split diamond symbol there, which looks rather nice, and you've got the triple binding on the headstock, which just looks superb as well, and all gold hardware. This nut would be probably the equivalent of a tusk or something these days. One of the unique things about this guitar is that it doesn't work in a conventional way that a normal SG or a normal Les Paul does. Instead, you have a tone and then you have 3 volumes. So that's your treble, that's your middle, and that's your neck volumes, and that's your tone, which controls all of them. We'll get more into that when we get to the sound demo. Going in the back cavity of the guitar, we can see we have what looks like shielding paint. A little bit has bled over the edge there, nothing too major. And we have large looking alpha pots for the 3 volumes and the tone. It's nothing sort of braided or anything. I suppose you could upgrade some of this. You can have a look at the actual tailpiece as well, and you can see it doesn't have clasps in the way that some of the more modern Epiphones do. It's just a normal sort of one that just goes straight on to the bolts like that, but it works absolutely fine. Neck depth at the 1st fret is 21.5 millimeters. Neck depth at the 12th fret is 24.1 millimeters. It does have binding along the neck as well as the headstock, which looks really cool and feels very nice. You've got block inlays there rather than trapezoid. The fretboard is 22 frets and it is the normal 24.75 inch scale length. So the body thickness of the SG standard is a 36.8 millimeters or 1.45 inches. The body thickness of the SG Custom is 38.3 millimeters or 1.51 inches, and you definitely do feel that. It feels quite substantially chunkier than the standard, to be honest, in the hand. Grover tuners there, the official variety, very nice they are too. There's light tarnishing across the guitar. I mean, bear in mind that this is from 2003, this guitar, so it is really in superb condition. I'm really chuffed to have this one. And we have the serial number there at the back, I, which generally means Cyan factory. This one's Korean made Cyan, and you can see made in Korea. This was made in 2003. So at this stage, this is more than 20 years old. And as you can see, the back of that neck, it's a gloss neck, but it feels very nice. It's not particularly sticky or anything. So let's talk neck dive for a moment. I'm stood up with the guitar right now. I've got it positioned how I might normally play, like this, with my hand up here. And I will just let it go and we'll see what happens. So it stays there. I would say if I start jiggling about, there you go, you can see it. It kind of wants to do that. But to be fair, if I'm not sort of moving crazily or anything, if I'm just keeping it like that, it stays that way. Here's the neck profile. Here's the 1st and this is the 12th. You see it does widen and thicken out a bit. and it feels quite a relatively chunky neck, I would say. It's not baseball bat, but it's kind of tending more towards that way than feeling like a slimline neck, I would definitely say. It does feel slightly flatter, I would say. I mean, maybe you can see a tiny bit of flatness there, and here as well, maybe perhaps it's got that kind of normal kind of Epiphone kind of D, in between a D and a C kind of shape on this particular guitar, and it feels really nice. It feels like, you know, quite a nice meaty neck to get hold of. For the nut width, we have 42.8 millimeters, which is pretty close to 43 millimeters, which is pretty standard for a Les Paul or SG. At the 12th fret, we've got 52.5 millimeters. So let's have a look inside the neck pickup cavity. Can see here it's cleanly routed. It looks quite nice in there. It does actually say Epiphone, and you can see it says dot neck bridge. So yeah, I suppose 57 is the type of pickup that they would be looking to emulate, if you like, in terms of the original Gibson. And if we delve into the middle pickup, this is quite interesting. Again, cleanly routed in there, looks decent. Now, one could think, given these naming conventions, dot could actually mean the dot style of guitar, and LP probably obviously Les Paul. So what we've got here could be what they were using in a dot neck or bridge position, and for an LP this is neck. So in fact what we have here potentially is we've got two kind of neck pickups as they would normally be in a Les Paul, and we're about to see what we have in the bridge, and we'll see what we've got in here. So again, cleanly routed, looks good, and this time we have what they're calling hot CH and then G in brackets LP bridge. So interesting discoveries here. These are clearly Les Paul pickups in a Les Paul custom guitar, and it's the SG shape. It looks like an SG, but as we get to the sound demo in a few moments, you'll see that it sounds very much more like a Les Paul. And indeed, these are Les Paul pickups. They are not SG pickups. So that is in itself pretty fascinating. Looking at the weight of this SG, this is where its true Les Paul roots start to show. It's 4 kilograms, just about, or we can say 8 pounds, 13 ounces, a bit more. So yeah, this is not on the lighter end of SGs by any means. This is very much in that Les Paul full fat style of guitar. Strap lock on the back here, behind the neck, rather than on the horn or on the side or anything else. I know sometimes those can be placed in different areas, but here we have it on the back. That's the convention. And on the rear of the guitar here, it does also have the nice comfort carves all the way around. So it's not really a sharp edged guitar by any means. It feels comfortable against the body. Definitely feels very, very comfy indeed. So doing pickup resistance, we'll start off in the treble position, and we've got 5.25k ohms. Middle position is 3.22k ohms, and neck is 4.22k ohms. Now it's just worth bearing in mind the very unique wiring in this guitar, which I'll talk more about in the sound demo. We'll do clean and we'll do crunch as well. So what I'm going to do is I'll start off on the bridge pickup. Now what I have to do that is actually turn down the other volume, because the other volume actually controls this one. So I've just turned down, just for the sake of it, I've turned down everything else and I've just kept this volume up, which is this pickup. So it's an unusual setup, but this is what you get with an SG Custom. So there we go. So let's see what that sounds like. This is going to be as bright pretty much as you can get the guitar on the treble setting. So that's pretty much as bright as it gets. So you can hear that it's still kind of quite warm. It's not super spanky or anything. That would be obviously as a result of the type of pickups in here, but obviously the mahogany, a really thick mahogany body and thick mahogany neck on this too. So if I turn up the middle pickup, which is this one, you can probably hear a little bit of... You can hear a little bit of warmth coming in. let's say I'll turn this one up too, which is the neck pickup. So neck, middle and treble. So I'll turn them all up and I'll flick to the middle position. You can hear it really starts to get very warm and thick there. And we're not actually even on the neck yet. You know, solo, if you like. I mean, that's already sounding like quite a sort of a meaty, kind of chunky, warm, thick tone, which is what you might want to get. So here we go. So I'll flick across to the neck, which is actually going to be neck and middle. I mean, to me, doesn't sound a huge amount of difference between all three versus that. If I turn down, there we go. So I've just turned down the middle pickup. So now we are basically, and I'll turn down this one just for the sake of it, so there's no other residual noise or maybe whatever coming out through there, just for the sake of it. This is pure neck now. This is pure neck. So that's neck. So again, it's a pretty thick tone, I would say. So that's what it sounds like clean with a little bit of reverb. Just so it sounds nice. So a little bit of crunch. So it sounds nice, actually. It sounds really full and thick. I'll turn everything to the middle position and everything back on. It's a really thick noise. And to this one, which is going to be the neck, and it will be these two, again, as we know by this point. So that's really, again, pretty meaty. Turn everything else down apart from the neck. So really nice neck sound. I think it really sounds superb, this guitar, actually. Versatility wise, it has got a certain amount of versatility to it, but it's not going to give you the super spank. This is more on the warm, thick, grunty kind of sound that you're going to get with this guitar. My overall impressions are that this is a great sounding instrument. It has quality components, no doubt about that. It does feel very chunky indeed. It's a chunky feeling guitar. It's not your sort of conventional slim SG standard kind of feeling guitar. I know some of Gibson SGs can have a thicker neck, but this is definitely on the beefier side, no question about that. And it is a quality guitar. It's got great parts, mahogany body, mahogany neck, rosewood fingerboard, and it plays really well. It's a lovely guitar for not too much money, but obviously it seems to be going up in price, these guitars these days. So yeah, keep on the lookout for one, I suppose, if this is your kind of thing. But my overall impression is it's definitely a hybrid feel of a Les Paul and an SG, 100%. It's not, you know, your standard SG by any means. It has got a very different feeling to it. So it might be a question of trying to get one in your hands if you're interested and seeing whether it works for you or not. So there you go, that's what I think, and I will see you in the next one. Please do like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, cheers, bye.